Well, good morning, guys. It's Monday morning, and it's an opportunity for me to be able to meet with you by this way, and I appreciate you taking time to spend with me. I wanted to take us to a passage of Scripture this morning. It is where Jesus is teaching about the lamp. This is a passage where he's talking about the lamp of the body and utilizes the idea that the eyes let light into the body. So with that idea, you may go with me to Luke chapter 11, and these are the words, just a few verses, beginning at verse 33. No one lights a lamp and puts it in a place where it will be hidden or under a bowl. Instead, he puts it on a stand so that those who come in may see the light. Now, your eye is the lamp of your body. When your eyes are good, the whole body is full of light. But when they are bad, your body is also full of darkness. See to it then that the light within you is not darkness. Therefore, if your whole body is full of light and no part of it dark, it will be completely lighted, as when the light of a lamp shines on you. There's a couple of thoughts that Jesus is trying to communicate here about the light that is inside of us. I think one of the primary things that we need to understand is that we are responsible for the light that we have. The light is shining. It's available. It's like everything around you to be able to look at and decide, am I going to let that inside me? The light, Jesus is the light of the world, is present. It's available to light. We determine whether or not and the degree to which we let that light get inside of us. Jesus is saying your eyes are the avenues, the way that gets in, that light gets in. That's a simple analogy because we also understand that we hear preaching, we hear teaching, that we get understanding through various ways that we're ministered to. But Jesus uses this analogy to say that one of the foremost ways that we get light into the body, His light into the body, is by opening our eyes, focusing on the light that's available so that it gets inside of us. He uses another idea here that as well, and he wants us to have light in the entire body. In other words, he doesn't want there to be any part of our being that doesn't have light in it. Now, it's the idea of a house that he's using here, and so you can take a light into a house and you can close the doors of other rooms so that the light is only in one room. But that doesn't light the house, that lights a room. Sometimes that's the way we want it in our relationship with God. We want to close the door and keep the light maybe out of an area because we know that if the light goes into that room, it's going to reveal things that shouldn't be there. And that's what Jesus wants. He said, we need to open all the doors. We need to make sure that the light gets into the whole house so that it literally fills the whole house. And when the whole house is lighted, the whole house can be ordered, it can be cleaned, the whole house can be lit in such a way that somebody can make their way throughout the whole house, and it is an ordered and clean place. And there's another idea here as well, and that is that when the whole house is lighted, and it's cleaned, and it's ordered, you don't mind so much when guests come over to the house. And Jesus is kind of showing us here this idea that we need to keep our lives in such a way that guests can come into our lives and not be disturbed by what is there. And us not be ashamed by what is there. There may be an occasion where maybe you wanted to take somebody by the house, your house, but you weren't sure whether or not it was clean. Just the other evening, I had the privilege of being with a gentleman here in Norway that was in one of the worship services, and I got to know him and kind of sow into his life a little bit. And so he asked me, he said, Mark, can we get together and have dinner? And I'd like to talk to you some. So we did that. And at the conclusion of our time, we drove up to this apartment building. And he said, now this is where I live. I need to call my wife. He said, she's had a long day, and I need to see if she thinks it's all right if I bring you up. And I knew what he was asking. He was wanting to make sure that the house was in order, that everything would be fine, that it would be all right. I knew that because she wasn't home, she was somewhere else. It wasn't a matter of whether or not she would be ready to see me. It was a matter of whether or not her house would be ready for me to see. Jesus wants us to live in such a way that the light fills our whole house. Every door is open to it. Jesus has full access with his light inside of us. That way, when a guest comes over, we never have to worry about what's in some room or hidden in some place, or if some guest comes over and makes their way through our home, we'll never have to worry about where they go and what they see, because every room's got light in it. Every room's been cleaned. Every room's been ordered. Everything's like it should be. Those guests can come in and we can feel very comfortable having them in our house because the light shines throughout. Hey, listen, I thank you for being with me today in this video segment so that we can spend time together, stay connected like this. Keep praying for me while I'm here. I'd really appreciate it if you would. God is literally doing some powerful things here that are changing some people's lives and are igniting some fires in some churches. It's really amazing to be a part of what God's doing. My heart is there with you this morning. It is every Monday morning. And I just pray that you'll have a great day and a great week, and that God will really use you and order your life. Keep the doors open. Keep the light coming in. Guard what comes through your eyes so that you never have to worry about what gets in the house. God bless you. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next Monday morning. Bye-bye.